Diary entry, Feldwebel Kaminski, 2nd Marine Sturmdivision, July 31st, 1943, Nagasaki Beachhead, Section Hamburg. The big guns from the battleship line had pounded the landing area the whole morning. Now it was finally our turn. We didn't have the new Schwimmpanzer. My boys and me were from the old guard. We did things on foot, like an infantryman should. They had told us it would be a cakewalk, that the Japanese had effectively already surrendered, and that we just had to secure the port and raise the imperial flag over City Hall. But I've been in this game for long enough to know that it's never that easy. They let us land on the beach, actually, without so much as a shot fired, but they didn't fool us. We rushed into cover at the first ridge, and not a moment too soon. Artillery had started pounding our positions, and they had hidden machine gun nests everywhere. But the worst wasn't the beach, oh no. The soldiers, fanatics as they were, we could deal with, hardened after years of war. No, it was the civvies. You see them next to a hut, in their long robes, and suddenly they scream and rush you with everything they got, literal spears. Some have explosives hidden under their clothes, even the women, willing to die just to take one of ours with them. How do you conquer such a people, who'd rather die than surrender? How do you administer such a country? I feel like we've come too far. War out here in the Pacific is a special kind of hell, and we have no place here. I don't know how they manage in German East Asia, but I can't wait to get out of this place. We were lucky still. We only lost Ruprecht and Schulz. Some other platoons were much worse off. Our job here is done. We've secured the harbors for the Panzer boys. They can take it from here for all I care. 2 new carriers, the SMS Otto Lilienthal and SMS Potsdam, have been put to sea in Wilhelmshaven and are going to form the core of the next strike force. We have a couple more ships under construction, but we might need a few more cruisers, honestly, because I think right now we are mostly still building destroyers. So let's have a very brief look at our latest light cruiser model, and that would be the Mars class. So let's see what we can do here in terms of upgrades. Upgrade everything to the latest torpedoes, guns. That means she actually gets 170 millimeter guns instead of the 150s, and that should be the Mars class B. Then there we go. There's still some front decisions that we can take, but I was waiting for additional political power to start changing the economic laws. So we are going to start slowly demobilizing. That will reduce the division limit and gives us additional political power at home, because the mood at home is decreasing rapidly, and the soldiers at some point are questioning why are we still fighting? Why are we fighting at the other end of the world? And can the war now be over? Well, there's not much left of the war to be over, but we'll see. We kicked the Empire of Japan out and the Commune, and then we will see. Both of them are faction leaders in the Third International and the Co-Prosperity Sphere. So we will see if that eventually will end the war. Where do we start really? In Japan, we have secured the front lines, and we are just waiting for reinforcements to make their way in. They are currently at sea, so as such we are. Let's just double check that we have everything included. Yeah, we have everything to make sure that we are covering transports along the region. And that means the Marines are soon going to get relief. But we do have the Marine Sturmpanzerdivision actually ready for some assault actions in the south. So let's see if we can destroy these cut-off Japanese divisions. And once we have taken the airport. How's the air situation? Yeah, just a few enemy fighters up in the air. Once we've taken the airport at Kokura, then we are going to be able to bring aerial reinforcements over, and then that'll be that. Okay, in India the fighting for Calcutta remains fierce, where significant Indian counterattacks against the lines are causing casualties on both sides, but the other invasions of India, the other two fronts, are running very smoothly at this point. We have we're basically rolling up the remaining territory here, really, and we're just waiting for the troops are just waiting to clean up the remaining front lines in the south and then move further north in order to push towards the target line of Bombay and Hyderabad. We do have von Mackensen's troops pushing their way through as well with various allied reinforcements towards Ahmedabad. So we've got the assault infantry from the north coming in, and we have four of the Panzergrenadier divisions going directly for Ahmedabad. And they should... Are we out of the... Yes, we're out of the air zone. Okay, so we do need to... we do not need to refocus the Air Force on Rajasthan, because that's where we are fighting. And most of the planes have sufficient range to make that happen, so that's all in good order. We have some minor naval scuffles here, where we are sinking a few of the remaining transports. And Dornier has another upgrade point. I think high-frequency direction finding is the only one, and now they are fully upgraded, so not an awful lot else coming from there. The assault in Japan, we can't attack from there, but the assaults in Japan, the cleanup assault operations in Japan here from the 6th Marine Sturmpanzer Division are going as planned. And we'll just keep a brief eye on the India situation, where I think we are we have mostly cleaned up the southern parts, and we are going to advance very rapidly from there. Another this time it's the Germania Werft. I think we have unlocked. No, actually here we can't go down this route. Yeah, this is inaccessible, but we still have the high-quality optics for improved surface detection, which we can't take because of the exclusive choice here, but the unescorted radar requirements for light attack for capital ships. We should be able to take. I don't see why. Oh, we can't take that because of high-quality optics, which we can't take because of that tree. Okay, so we're effectively... Oh no, there's still one that we haven't taken. Radar escort requirements. Okay, that's the one we could still take. The other ones are locked, basically. And that means we're done here as well. Pretty much all of them maxed out. And let's observe the Indian front, where the troops are making rapid advances. Calcutta front is holding mostly, simply due to the fact that supply is very difficult in the area. But with Guderian rushing in from the south, there is going to be, once his troops are all in place, we're going to launch the major offensive towards Hyderabad. Southern troops have all been wiped out. So let's get everything onto the front lines. And we are already, what are the supply lines looking like here? We've got a port here. No supply hubs directly, so okay, that supply position is probably the next one we want to take. So let's already move in here and begin just encircling and destroying the remaining Indian positions here. I think our increased mobility should make no trouble. Sichuan has cancelled the non-aggression pact, so China appears to, after the surprise peace with the Japanese, seems to be playing their own game in Asia. It could be that they're seeing the influence of Germany just becoming too large, with India rapidly collapsing and Japan now under invasion as well. So all in all, I think there is definitely a change in tone from the Chinese, and that is interesting to see. Now, we don't need the marine divisions on the front lines here anymore once all the tank divisions are in place. So these Marine Division here, they can be moved to start invading the legation cities and ensuring that we have these under control. But and then get ready for an invasion into Australia in the south. There are a few, we're losing a few transports here and there to Japanese convoys. We should have escort coverage at this point in the area, but our escort efficiency is too low simply because we are producing, we just do not have enough destroyers. So I think we've got 3 lines. We are having a lot of lines on submarines. I think we can at this point probably, how many lines we've got 2 lines on destroyers and we've got 4 lines on submarines. So I think we can reduce that by 2 and create 2 more lines of the V-class escorts. It's 1 and 2. And these 2 are going to refill, and they do need to be in the Atlantic Theater. Simply, that's where the escort groups currently are organized. And yeah, that's simply unlimited. Okay, so once they fall through, once the submarines fall through here, then we are going to create additional escort destroyers for the Pacific operations. Do we still need escort operations in the Atlantic? It appears we do, because we do have American submarines operating in the regions, and our own submarines are destroying American convoys. So it appears that there is a fair amount of naval combat still ongoing, but we can probably reduce the regions that are now no longer required. So let's take out the Baltics, where there should be no enemy operations. Why do we have enemy shipping in the North Sea? Yeah, I doubt that. English Channel should be safe, so we can take that off as well. And I think the western approaches probably as well. Plus the Mediterranean at this point is secured. So we no longer need to actually actively escort ships going through that region. And once India is secure, then these areas as well. So let's start reducing the escort activity. Just make sure that we're covering the Central Atlantic for anything that might go through there. But everything else we should be relatively fine. I don't think the Americans can reach into the approaches. And with that, hopefully we can slightly improve the overall escort efficiency of things. Yeah, that definitely gave us a bit of an uptick here. Still at 50%, but we are getting there. All right, back to the Indian front, where von Mackenson's troops are now in direct assault against Ahmedabad, and are pushing out the Indian defenders relatively rapidly, and that is another supply port. So from here on out, we should be within the reach of the main supply system, and hopefully, the ports here are overloaded somewhat, but hopefully from here on out we are on the main supply routes, and that should work better then. Guderian's tanks making their way to the lines here, and starting to break through without too much trouble. We're already running the first encirclement here. Tank division can assist, and then it's just we'll use the Schützendivision to clean that up. And the next part, or the next section from here, is we probably want to. There are a few Indian divisions defending here, so we may as well just cut these off and destroy them, since we're at it, and make sure that nothing gets in the way. And the justification is complete against Somalia. So let us finally end this war. The troops now have supply here, since we have built a port in the area. So let's declare war on Somalia and finish off the African operations as well. And then hopefully Ethiopia can take can take control of that. So we are simply going to we should be able to do a frontal assault. Oh, we have to call Middle Africa in, otherwise we can't do that. Call to arms, and they are apparently. There we go. Yeah. So we're calling Middle Africa, which allows us to do a frontal assault against Mogadishu with all available troops. And hopefully with the fall of the Somalian capital, the war is going to be over very, very quickly. So with the troops attacking, a large number of troops attacking against the completely overwhelmed Somalian defenders, hopefully should end this conflict very quickly. We'll see if they retreat somewhere, if the government manages to retreat, or if the fall of Mogadishu is going to end this. And we're breaking through the Indian lines here without too much trouble. We can cut off this division here as well, and I think at this point we can pull the Marines off. So all the let's remove that front line. All the Marines, everybody else on the northern front line, please. All the Marines can now. How many divisions do we have? Should be 4 from memory. Yep, there we go. 4 Marine Division. They can begin. Actually, they might be pulled to the Mediterranean first, because there is still the Spanish government in exile in Palma. So let's sort that out. So we are going to do a quick naval invasion from Barcelona to Palma and finish that. So let's get these divisions over there, and we have cleared out the remaining positions here. So now that the Second Army has landed, still nobody in command, because we don't currently have a tank commander. We're looking to promote somebody. We can the first troops from the Second Army have landed. So let's make a quick assault and push the Japanese back. And we'll see if we can cut them off. So we'll attack the stronghold of Kokura, and the Directorate of Enlargement is completed. We'll look at that in a second. That would net us the airport as well. So I think that is a fierce Japanese resistance, but I think we can take this on without too much trouble. And the Sedan tag has happened again. All right, so now that the enlargement policies are complete, we should be able to, let's see what the actual effect of that was. We should be able to begin, we should now be able to establish the Directorate of Enlargement and invite further countries into the Middle Europa economic system. Because we effectively want a European Asian center for economic integration. That's probably let's support that. We are supporting the regulation system agenda, but we are going to need additional support from the other members as well. But that is a good start, and I don't think it has created any. No, it hasn't created anything. So the next 150 political power will go into reducing the conscription and overall improvements there. Can't really. We need to get the regulation system passed first before we can do anything else here. So let's see what else is open, and I think most of this tree should be done. We've got a couple of additional war focuses that we don't really need, but I think hiring a certain director to start producing some movies. Might not be a bad thing. Let's get that underway, because this sounds like something we might need in the future. And we are going to let's get rid of all these. We're going to focus on the Japanese front for now, where we have the full might of the Second Army engaged, but Dagian Japanese defenders are definitely causing some struggle, and the lack of an overall commander is unfortunate. So some of the divisions are relatively exhausted already from this initial onslaught. The Marines can assist we've got some Marine divisions here that can still assist. They will be needed for further traversal. But I think once we've got the Kokura beachhead secured, then things are going to start looking up. So I think together the divisions should be able to take these Japanese positions without too much trouble. Somalia has declared war on Malta, and the fall of Mogadishu has not caused the Somalian government to collapse. They have moved north. So let's continue the cleanup operation then, and simply move further inlands against the overwhelmed Somalians. And yeah, we don't need all the allies in this war, so I'm just going to ignore all these, because otherwise we are ending with way too many troops for the local supply in the area. And that would not be good. All right, so further Japanese naval operations. We've sunk a few of their convoys, but overall the troop transports should be secured. We're now to 90% escort efficiency, which is pretty good. So that is that. Tank divisions from here on, please continue and open a second front towards Kokura, cutting off the rest of the Japanese defenders in the area. And it's a hard fight in the city, but we are making our way through eventually with the sheer firepower of the German panzers. And now that we have additional attack from the east, overrun some of the defenders and encircled the remainder, I think we can now clean up the southern island, and that means we can bring the Air Force in, because we now hold an airport. And with Luftwaffe support over the home island air zone, that should be a vast improvement again towards things here. All right, and that means I think we can start pulling the Marine divisions out from there. So let's see how many we have that are currently not needed. Okay, we actually have a few stationed in China that are not needed at this point. So these divisions, given that the Chinese are refusing to give us access for military operations against the legation cities, can now actually start, since we're in control of Taiwan, can start naval invasions on the respective areas. So let's get the 1st and 6th Marine Sturmpanzerdivision, and they will launch towards Fuzhou from Taipei. And we've got the 8th Marine Division, which is going to launch into Shantou. Okay, so let's get that organized, and then we're clearing out the Japanese islands. Once the Marines have made the crossing towards the mainland, then they can. Oh, there's actually a division still in Kagoshima in the south. Okay, I'll divert a panzer division to clear that out. Actually, I might need to divert a Marine division to clear that out, because there are probably some island provinces in the south here that need taking care of. Yes. Okay, so let's do that. And we do have the 3rd Schlachtgeschwader back in action. So I am actually going to bring them north towards Taipei, and they will be, they're on strike force, and the first is is actually in combat. Let's see what they are. Let's see what they are engaging. They are chasing away enemy submarines, so that's they're assisting the somewhat overwhelmed escort forces here in chasing away enemy submarine forces. Right, we've got the mountain troops landed as well. They will become in second afterwards, and once we have cleared the positions out, we are definitely going to immediately follow up the river crossing here, or the fording from Kokura against the exhausted Japanese troops. Let's bring the tanks in as well. We do have aerial superiority over the home islands without too much trouble. So that should be sufficient. And we can immediately bring some forces across and capture a second airport. While we've cleared out all the forces here, mountaineers are going to move in, and we are once we've made our way through, I think the northern terrain is more hilly and eventually mountainous in the central. So we are making our way towards Tokyo through Japan. Oh, and Japanese forces are defending, but they are relatively exhausted. So I think despite the fact that we have to get tanks across, it's not a huge issue. All right, back to the Indian front, where we are ready for another attempt at Calcutta. Honestly, I think we have the Marines. Marine forces going to attempt another northern attack, and we are going to launch a diversion in the north from there with the other available forces, and we are going to give heavy infantry support from the rear. We still have the aerial superiority over Bengal without too much trouble, so that should be easy. And we have the tank forces now coming in, falling into place here. And I think at that point I can literally just let Guderian take over. So launch the attack, Guderian's tanks. We have managed to take Ahmedabad and encircle some of the Indian divisions here. So we'll dispatch the infantry to clear these out, and the rest is going to consolidate the front lines for now. And we'll have to scratch up that. We'll just secure the eastern part of Ahmedabad with the available forces at hand. And then once we've consolidated here, we're going to plan for the next operations. Do we have an airport in the area that we can pull the planes into? By the looks of it, not so much. So we are definitely, I think at this point, we are going to need a forward airbase. So let's construct one in Ahmedabad. Let's get the airbase constructed here to give us an opportunity to pull the Air Force closer in. In Somalia, troops are still on the move. We are pushing back the defeated Somalians with relative ease. Let's see if we can manage to encircle the bulk of their army against the Ethiopian front lines. And we've got additional troops here which can help with that endeavor. And I think once we've encircled them here, then not an awful lot else is going to happen. We're going to get these divisions to not all of them. We'll need to leave some here. We'll just secure the airport. Why are they retreating? Oh, their front line is messed up. That's why. Okay, let's get that cleared out. And these divisions, obviously, this is the Fremdenlegion, should be on this front line. All right. And take the airport, please. And the other troops are about to encircle the Somalians. In India, are we managing to push across towards Calcutta? Yes, we have made advances towards Calcutta. Somalia, in its desperation, decides it wants to declare war on Russia now. Let's use the momentum with all available troops and push towards Calcutta here and isolate the defeated Indian divisions in the south. I think using the momentum and the support from the air. Despite the fact that the Indians have concentrated the majority of their forces near Calcutta, we are making rapid advances. The Panzerabwehrrohr is part of the army modernization. So we now have the tank defense pipe, which improves the effectiveness of infantry against hard targets significantly. We'll follow that up with the Panzerschreck, the scare of the tank thing. All right, let's get that underway as well. And we are still. Okay, do we have sufficient forces near Calcutta? I think now we do. So despite desperate counterattacks, I think Calcutta is about to fall, and with Guderian making his way towards. Okay, I'm gonna need one division just to clear out these Indian troops here. With Guderian making his way northwards towards Hyderabad, and with von Mackensen having secured Ahmedabad, we are on a rapid advance towards the capitulation. So I think the next target for von Mackensen will be to push north. Let's observe the supply situation here. Not an awful lot between Ahmedabad and the supply lines here are significantly underwhelming. So we'll probably go through the northern plains and try to take the lone supply hub between here and Delhi, just to shorten the lines. But Allied troops are pushing the Indians back in all places. How far is the Indian government from? Still very far from capitulation. But I think with the fall of Calcutta, which is impending, things are going to get better. A quick look over to the Japanese front lines, where we have managed to successfully push across the river. All river positions and fording operations are complete, which means that the Second Army, at this point, we need 100, I think, 100 command power. Second Army, except these, so not these three. Second Army can concentrate in the north. And your offensive order will be to push all the way towards the foothills. That's, I think, where the mountaineer troops will then come in. And here, do we have supply? There's no supply on this island, really. So I'm not even sure. Well, we'll secure the island with whatever supply we have left. And we will see if we can maybe cut off and destroy a few divisions. But other than that, we will just focus the forces in the north. That means the remaining Marines are now actually free for other operations, and can begin naval invasion out of Nagasaki towards Shanghai, and hopefully very quickly end the legation city insurrection. We have the mountain divisions of the 8th Army under Hugo Fuchs as well, and I think we'll keep them here for now. We will pull them in once there are two Japanese tank divisions in near Hiroshima now, focusing on defending, which means once we have the Second Army's tanks divisions in place, which we do now, we've got 3 tank divisions here. That is going to be the first major tank battle in order to push towards Hiroshima. So let's see how well the Japanese tanks are going to fare, and not bad. They actually do manage to do some damage, but all in all, the German panzers are proving to be superior, despite the fact that we currently have nobody in overall command. And the advanced artillery upgrade is done as well, so we can probably finish off the anti-air research here and get that done too. Despite the fact that that there's nobody in overall command, we are going to the German panzers are still superior against the Japanese tank divisions here. These are medium tanks as well, but they do not stand a chance. Immediate attack against the entrenched position in Hiroshima. So let's get all tank divisions engaged. We can probably get a few more on the firing line here. And the motorized infantry can assist in the south against Japanese positions there that are dug in with the support of the Air Force. And Somalia is still fighting. Most of the Somalian army remaining Somalian army has been encircled. And I did not pay attention there. Somebody just declared war. I was not paying attention. That's the Japanese-German war, German-Somali war. Who did the Qing government just declare war on? On Guangzhou. So the next Chinese Civil War is going on. Honestly, that is an inter-China problem. I'm going to leave them to it. All right, so Calcutta has been secured, major victory along the lines here, and that means I think we can probably bring the rest of Paulus's troops into the fray. So let's get Friedrich Paulus and his army. Not him, that's Hugo Fuchs. There we go. Let's get Friedrich Paulus and his army established on the northern front, north of Calcutta. And we are going to run the overall offensive through the lowlands into Delhi, while the rest of the heavy infantry and the Marines should be almost done at this point. I think there's one more river crossing near Calcutta to be conducted. So we are going to get the Marine divisions. Let's see. They should to give them their own front line. There they are. And they will focus simply in Calcutta on crossing the river, and then that operation will be concluded. And I think that's this line here. So let's reduce that accordingly. Okay. Yeah, Marines are moving into place, and we'll wait for Paulus's troops to arrive, and then the overall the heavy infantry we can probably already make further pushes north while we are here and have nothing else to do. So let's begin with securing the northern parts of Calcutta. Guderian is making his way through and has taken Hyderabad. And von Mackensen our rear lines are getting pushed back by Indian troops near Ahmedabad. Let's counterattack that and ensure that we are securing the front lines there. Okay, the rest of the Somalian troops has been mostly defeated. There's relatively little left of them. So whatever is left, we are going to push northwards towards the exhausted Somalian divisions are going to be pushed towards the new capital, and I think that will be the effective end of that particular war. And we will then hand over the control of the territory to Ethiopia, hopefully enticing them to join the overall African Federation. We're still dealing with American submarines, despite the fact that these areas are the Iberian coast is now starting to see increased American submarine operations. Let's have a look where the second Schlachtgeschwader is currently docked in the Provence. I might pull them to Lisbon. We'll move them to Lisbon for now and see if they can, and include the outside areas, and see if they can help with that kind of problem. Otherwise, Indian front collapsing, And how's the attack on Hiroshima going? The Panzergrenadier divisions are struggling against the Japanese defenders, but the combined tank forces of the Second Army are breaking through the Hiroshima defenses, slowly but surely, despite fierce Japanese resistance. And that brings us back to the Marine divisions. Let's have a quick look if any of the planning is already done. No, one more day, and then I think the first planning operation is going to happen. We have lost some convoys here against enemy submarines. So definitely Japanese submarine operations being effective. We have 65% convoy escort efficiency, despite the vast number of escorts that we're currently running. Most of the reserve ships at this point are submarines, and the second is hopefully going to help in the Mediterranean. How was the third Schlachtgeschwader in combat in the South China Sea? Where are they exactly? They are assisting with helping out with submarines, but they're not necessarily equipped for that kind of work. Anyway, once we have destroyed the overall Japanese command in the north, then things will going to be looking better. All right, tank divisions have secured the island in the south, but have no supply. So, and we're not going to run any naval crossing operations. So I'm simply going to leave one motorized infantry division behind, and the rest of the tanks can join the overall front in Hiroshima, where we are still trying to push our way through. Mountain divisions are ready to join battles on the ground once Hiroshima is secured, and the Japanese panzer divisions or tank divisions have been defeated. And in India, I think Guderian has reached his operational goals and is about to. Hyderabad has fallen, and we're just clearing out some of the northern parts. And we have Mackinson's troops ready, and I think we can go two ways. I think we can go north from here. It's the better choice. So let's reduce the front line for Mackinson's troops and hand over the control of Ahmedabad to friendly forces. We concentrate in the north for the Indus Valley offensive operation towards Delhi. So that's ongoing. And now that we are holding Calcutta, we're still having severe supply problems since the railways are not yet connected. We might need to improve the overall railways, and these are we will need to wait until they're ready. But Calcutta is struggling a bit, but we have the Marines in place. So let's join the assault to hopefully press across the river, and we're still within the Bengal air zone, so that's clear. Press across the river and push the Indian troops out from there. We're waiting for Paulus's divisions in the north to join for further operations through the lowlands. Okay, do we have the naval invasion orders complete at this point? And one of them is complete. It should be this one. So let's see if we can already activate this. Yes, we can. So the 8th Marine Division is moving into Shantou, and the Marine Sturmpanzer Division are moving towards Fuzhou. All the while, Guangzhou has fallen. That was quick, and that means the Qing government is rapidly expanding its influence. Yes, they have taken the city. The Guangzhou government has not yet capitulated, but it does not look good for them. So it looks like the Qing are poised to retake China, and we will see how that ends up overall. Okay, Hiroshima has been taken, tank forces are, let's railroad the other tanks there, otherwise we'll never get there. Oh, Japanese forces have actually landed here. Yes, there's another area actually. I might bring the mountain troops in here. Let's get, we've got 3 mountain divisions. Sort that out, please. Let's bring them over to push back here. And then now that Hiroshima has been taken, we can prepare to use the momentum to push further. It'd be nice if we could actually take the crossing here, but we don't have any Marines right now. We could postpone the invasion of Shanghai and get some Marine divisions over to take Okayama behind enemy lines. But I think by the time they get there, we'll see if we can do this via momentum. By the time they get there, the tank divisions will have already pushed significantly further. So let's wait for all the armored divisions to make their way there. Somalia still rapidly declaring war on everybody else. Let's see if we can manage to push the... no, we can't manage to push the Japanese defenders out easily. We do not wish to be cut off here, so let's move... let's retreat the 23rd Schützendivision while we are moving the mountain divisions into place and prevent the Japanese forces from encircling and destroying that. We'll probably keep them bottled up here and wait for the reinforcements from the mountaineers. We've got 5 tank divisions now stationed in Hiroshima, and we can start pushing north towards Okayama and let the Schützenpanzer divisions catch up here. Okay, mountain divisions are now joining the fray, and we are, I think, once we've defeated them, we can probably just cross into Okayama from here. And now that, okay, many more Japanese divisions in the area, so Schützenpanzer can dig in here for now and hold this line. And we might be able actually to cut them off in Okayama with the tank divisions. But we do need to ensure that Hiroshima does not get cut off. So let's use one of the tank divisions to hold the Japanese in the north while the Schützenpanzer are moving into place and secure the overall front line. I'm going to leave 1 division behind and 4 divisions to secure Okayama. You stay there, and that almost should be Okayama secured. We haven't quite managed to get behind their lines, but I think overall, okay, we're safe here. Hiroshima is held by the 1st Schützendivision. We'll try to pivot north, cut off the Japanese troops and destroy them. Meanwhile in Germany, with German soldiers fighting on foreign shores, Marlene Dietrich. As the country mobilizes fully for it now, we are in another Weltkrieg. The film industry has volunteered to use their artistic talents for the sake of the German war effort. None other than Marlene Dietrich is joining, glamorous and beautiful former silent film actress who has visited the front lines to lift the spirits of those in the trenches. That gets us 2% base war support, and obviously, if we were to employ the UFA, then we would be having additional war support. That might actually not be a terrible. Given the overall dwindling support for the war, we might at some point replace Fritz Tano, because we are reducing the amount of. That would be an economic blow, but we could replace him with UFA or the Uranverein once the research there is done. Talking about research, we have a research slot that's still ahead of time. Do we have? These are still all ongoing. We can improve we can get radar improved, just general electronics. And now that that's done, we can focus again. we can focus again. Yeah, we can't expand Middle Europa because we need more people to vote for the regulation system, and currently we don't have enough support because only Germany supports this. So we will see if we can motivate some of the others to hopefully throw their support behind this eventually. Let's see. But in the meantime, we have some economic focuses that we can go through here. We can improve the Salzgitter Stahlwerke, this Salzgitter Steelworks. All right, that should be most of the things, and we're waiting for 150 political power to reduce the conscription laws. We can also start at some point further modernizing the army because we are a little bit under-equipped with the tank forces here. So I think that's maybe not a terrible thing to do. Let's see where we have. Do we have some experienced infantry divisions that are no longer needed for anything else? We do actually, von Kleist's First Army. So we can use some of these infantry divisions and turn them into motorized infantry. Let's maybe get 4 of them. Let's see if we can convert these to Panzergrenadier divisions. Not quite. I think we can only do 3. So additional. So we're short on flame tanks and mechanized. Okay, we'll do 4. But we are going to improve the production of flame tanks and mechanized equipment. So let's get that up to 30. And flame tanks are again in short supply. The Flammpanzer we might need to bring that up to 15 factories. And that means we can potentially construct a few more in occupied territories. Or even just at home. Denmark gets a few, and what else are we holding here? Portugal. Yeah, we'll put some manufacture into Portugal. So that's all ongoing. Back to India, where von Mackensen's troops are concentrating in the north, and I think are at this point ready for the assault. Our first target is going to be the supply hub. So we will see if we can break through the exhausted Indian lines on two sides and get the supply positions secured here. Overall assault is running. We have. Do we have an air? Yes, we have the closer airport now. So let's. We don't have enough capacity yet. We can still cover Rajasthan with most of them, but we can send one of the close air support wings over to a somewhat closer air base. All right. In the south, Guderian is in need of an additional front line, and with the overall breakthrough. Let's see. Yeah, we have sufficient supply in central India. So with the overall breakthrough on the southern front, I think Guderian is going to get and obviously all of Guderian's forces on that offensive order is going to get ready for. Line has been secured, Bombay and Hyderabad, and is going to get ready for the next stage of the operation. And that gets us back to Japan, which is probably the hottest position right now. Marines have taken Shantou, so that operation can stop, and the Marines can now launch the next naval invasion from Taipei to Ningbo. So let's get them into position. We have taken Okaya here, but we have somewhat stretched the positions of our tank forces. I think what we'll do is we'll try to cut off and destroy some of the Japanese forces here north of Hiroshima, and we will see what. While we are holding Okayama, we will push north, and we will see if we can destroy some of their forces here. Overall air situation is clear. we can probably bring some more air assets into the region. So let me do that quickly. Training up some new air groups in Weihawe, and then they will be moving to Japan. Counterattack with the mountaineers into the north to free up the Second Panzer Division to close the gap. Still engaged in a vicious battle with Japanese medium tanks, but I think we'll be able to push them back here without too much trouble. And we can bring additional mountaineer forces in. And then once we have isolated the Japanese forces, and I think for that we are just going to immediately counterattack from all directions, north from Hiroshima, and we are going to finish off the encircled Japanese divisions here with all tank forces available, while the mountaineers are going to be holding the line further east. So that's a significant. That would be a significant loss for the Japanese forces. But I think 5 or 6 divisions destroyed. One of them still retreated, and the second Japanese medium tank division isn't making it out either. So with these losses, and that would be about 50,000, 60,000, 100,000 troops. With these losses, I think the Japanese forces in the area are mostly defeated. There's still a significant number on the home island defense line, but I think overall we can pretty much leave them. We can pretty much push through them now. The tanks are still going to make their way to Kyoto, and from there on, the Mountain Division infantry is going to take over on the run towards Tokyo. We are making our way through the legation cities, and clearing those out. And India is about to fall once Guderian's tanks are making their way north. So overall, I think we are getting relatively close. Empire of Japan still holding, but the Commune of India is rapidly collapsing onto itself. And Paulus, I think, is now ready to launch a general offensive as well from the east through Calcutta. And with that, we are squeezing him. The last Somalian resistance in the area is still holding out, despite the fact that most of the territory is now under control of Deutsch Mittelafrika, German Central Africa. And we have we have the emergence of potentially a new contestant in Asia, with China, after the Chinese have shown their lack of gratitude towards Germany. And how are the Americans doing? The Americans are pushing into Canada at this point, and it looks like they have somewhat pushed back in the north as well. I don't know if their naval invasions are getting anywhere, but by the looks of it, the USAS are definitely making inroads while still fighting a war in the Caribbean. Again, we are leaving the Americas mostly to themselves. And around the coast of Japan, our submarines are busy sinking Japanese transports. And we are chasing down enemy submarines rapidly as we go as well. So overall, I think Japan is going to fall soon. Germany is working on creating a more political solution to things. The Reichspakt is controlling most of Asia and almost all of Africa at this point, but there might still be contenders for future conflicts. So we'll have to eventually reevaluate our position towards the Donau-Adria-Bund and a potential resurgent China in the future. But for now, once India is under control, and can be handled by, we'll see. Okay, probably become an independent member of the Reichspakt. Then I think the German position in the world is being left to the politicians, and the Weltkrieg should be over soon, lest the people at home are getting more and more restless.